Greetings, infinite beings of eternal light. Feel the love in the air tonight. We are going quantum, and don't we know it, as infinite multi-dimensional beings of light, as we're anchoring in our highest codes, our highest love, our higher dimensional energies. We are tapping into the quantum field, merging heaven and earth, activating our most powerful codes to take back the world, to heal the world, and to lift the world up, to rise up in perfect harmony, perfect balance. 144 coming in immediately. Divine union codes activated. The holy grail of unions, Shakti and Shiva, dance through the cosmos. And through the sacred dance of reunion, reuniting, activating the great central sun of the universe and activating the central suns of all galaxies and the central suns of all solar systems and the central suns that are within every living being in the infinite, eternal multiverse. And that's a lot, brothers and sisters. Today, for the transmission, we consume the sacred pu'er tea, which I'll talk about at the end. And I believe a little friendly cricket made his way into the room today. He is singing to me. I don't know if you heard that. Just started right when I started this transmission. So, little grasshopper, if you can snatch this pebble out of my hand, you may leave the temple. Aho. So we had another powerful day of activations, another galactic activation portal opening, quantum energies, the sun transmitting many codes, the divine feminine, the divine masculine. And the heat is on, brothers and sisters. I know you're feeling it. Our hearts are totally lit up. The ring of fire is totally lit up. Thank you all for joining me in the song last night for Laura to calm the storms, to calm the nervous system of our divine goddess Shakti, which is embodied in the Venusian Elven Queen. Believe me, it worked. So thank you, angels, for sending your love, your support. I have several stories at the end of today's transmissions. One of 3 gentlemen from Nepal that I ran into in the woods today, consuming some alcoholic beverages we call beer. If I said that right. Funny story. Every day, the Great Spirit connects me with some very interesting beings to transmit to all of you so that we can laugh our way to freedom. That is the power of the Heyoka, the sacred clown. Today we had an 11 and a 14 hertz blip on the radar. And with these quantum states of fluctuations and quantum flux flowing in, the Schumann's almost irrelevant anymore, but we'll keep seeing what happens in the next several days and go from there. It was reported more flooding in China today, parts of India, now Russia, and the earthquakes all over the realm. The whole ring of fire lit up. And I know that Hurricane Laura reached landfall with high winds, but I haven't heard much on any of the damages done, so I believe that it did calm down on what they were expecting. So with these earthquakes coming in, we had over 126 in the last 24 hours. We had one today in Green River, Wyoming, which was at 3.3, but the strange thing was at -3 kilometers. So it's like, was that above ground? I don't get the -3 at 11:46 UTC, but encoded in there is the 333, which is connected to one of our earth angelics, which I'll tell the story at the end, that connected with me today to transmit some codes for my journey that is coming up. We had a 4.7 and a 4.9 in the Mariana Islands, which is on the western ring, or western end of the Ring of Fire, and then the crown today again at Rat Islands, Aleutian Islands, of 4.6. So we're seeing these 4.6, which is mirror the 64 code, of La Matrica, and then today in the sacred portal of the Andes Mountains, where the condor flies high, 4.5, 133 kilometers depth. And then in Hokkaido, Japan, 4.8, India, 4.5. And then today, the sacred portal, Easter Island again today, right on the Tropic of Capricorn. And the East Pacific rise, we had at 5.3, which was the most powerful, along with the one in India. So we had two 5.3s, which was 8.8. Today we had 88 degrees with the Lion's Gate energy. Then with the Atlantean energies in the British Virgin Islands, 3.6. And in Jamaica again, Buff Bay, 3.2. Then Fiji, the portal there at 4.3. Then another 5.3. So we had three 5.3s today, the most powerful magnitude. And that one was at Bouvet Islands, which that is south of Africa in the South Atlantic Ocean, getting closer to the Antarctic Circle. So that's more Atlantean energy of the south. So it's the yin within the yang, the water within the fire. And in these times, it is time for the divine masculine, the white gold eagle, fully activated today, ready to take flight. And that is the sacred yang fire to protect the divine feminine energies. And we do so with all our heart, all our mind, all our spirit, and all our soul. So divine masculines around this realm, it's time to take flight. Connect fully with the deepest resonance of your heart center and surround the condor, the black gold condor of the South, divine feminine, with our highest codes, our highest love, and our highest light. Aho! We start today's first transmission from Divine Sister of the Light, Lisa Marie Wright. Much purging, purification, much density being released, and much collective chaos and fear, sending love and calming energies to all. Much is releasing of the human experience, the pain of the past, the experience of good and evil, the tree of knowledge, much embodiment of the new rainbow, crystalline hue being, much alignment with heaven on earth, a return to Eden, the tree of life, and eternal life. And the return to Eden, what we call the new Eden, is paradise. It is heaven on earth, but in a conscious state, what Paramahamsa Yogananda would say, eternal bliss consciousness and eternal life. We are ending the program of the recycle reincarnation system and activating the eternal life. So no longer will we need the concept or the program of death to return to our higher selves or our higher dimensions or to infinite expanding creator source. We merge the internal with the external and the external with the internal, bridging the two worlds. That is with the world bridger through the rainbow bridge of our sacred vessel and our sacred minds through our heart center, the 0 point energy. To activate it now, we are the gold Christos emanations of love and eternal light, eternal life. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. And from Divine Sister of the Light, Sandra Walter, a major positive timeline shift is in progress. Claire and Neutral Gate and Grid Keepers tap into night for overriding with crystalline peace, grace, and divine love light. And from Divine Bro Star of the Light, Pars Kute, a very powerful divine feminine energy is coming in from our sun in the form of photon and cosmic rays with sacred love of one. And today I experienced that myself with a shape-shifting cloud ship that was assisting the sun in transforming its highest photonic light to be taken in by all light workers around Pachamama that are stationed in their sacred portals on the sacred grid, preparing for the final prophecy to take flight and be manifest of the divine union of Shiva, Shakti, Isis, Osiris, Christos, and Magdalene. Today from Divine Sister of the Light, Maureen Moss, A lot has changed. I feel as though I am just beginning to surface for a minute post-Lionsgate, and in and amongst the day upon day integrations and realizations of no longer being as I was, yet irrevocably linked. When we pass through the Lion's Gate, my knowing is that a portal of retrieval for our divine selves to come through and at long last have its being in our God bodies on earth occurred. Our ability to liberate our potential and align with our soul was also greatly enhanced, and we were blessed by many, not only by the Syrians and the glorious royal lions, now solar lions, though many others in the higher realms and directly from the Diamond Heart Center. It has been a daily adjustment, fascinating, and a watching from the balcony sort of feeling. I find myself witnessing cellular packets of light and code igniting and knowing without a doubt my DNA has changed. There are moments when I look inside that I can see lines of energy almost like traffic getting into their right lanes. I am grateful now that my emails and Facebook are not my first go-to in the morning or last in the evening, and I have zero desire to read or know what positions are being taken and explanations being given regarding anything going on out there. In my truth now, it is all irrelevant. Everything is coded to bring us into a continuum of abiding in a pure, undivided, sovereign, God-source state. I appreciate also that I am perfectly comfortable claiming my relationship to the Shakti, Shiva aspects of myself unified now, and that I don't hold myself apart from all that has been created throughout the ages, light or dark, having always been an aspect of all that is. There has been a merge between all things, all dimensions, all people, all kingdoms, all hearts that I had not felt before, including that which seemed lesser or greater. It's a bit overwhelming at times to know life at this age is starting over without a pause, so to speak, and it's pretty awesome to know that every one of us has such unique new pieces to add to this all-encompassing divine new human and new earth. We all know, of course, things are going to get heated and dicey in the months ahead out there as well. There will be further hills and valleys, truth and distortions to make our way through in here. Simultaneously, we are each opening chapter 1 of our new true book of life, penned by our soulful selves, revolving in endless circles of God consciousness. For this I am excited. Indeed, a lot has changed and will change further. Finally, and all the while, if we listen to our higher self, hold our frequencies, balance and energy fields stable, more than less, and sustain love and compassion, we, the awakened, shall build bridges to worlds upon worlds of existence that we are very much a part of already, and the collaborations between us all will boggle the mind until it accepts we are all one. It feels really good to have reconnected out here. I love you all so very much, Maureen. And in this concept of compassion for others, compassionate state, do not ever forget to show compassion to yourself. Many times, for light workers, love workers, way showers, it is easier to show compassion to others than it is for yourself, especially the divine, innocent, sacred child within. Every living being has an innocent child within their self, within their consciousness, that desires, that seeks, that needs your love. And you're the only entity, being, consciousness in the whole universe that can show that child the love that he or she needs and desires. So never forget to give that inner child a daily hug, or multiple times a day, because that little one is what helps us navigate the new earth and manifest heaven on earth. And that is the joy and the bliss and the happiness that we all seek, is in the innocence of the child. And we navigate, we're quantum, so we navigate in between multiple worlds now throughout the day. I see it as the sacred path of the Christos, where multiple times a day now we feel the passion, we feel the death, the resurrection, and the ascension through our daily actions, activities, and experiences. So we do our best to navigate this great storm of change as we, navigators of the light and guides of the showers of the way in, the way out. They are one and the same. Keep on shining your light. lighthouses of the world. Today, from Divine Bro Star of the Light, David Alexander Lightfoot. Wonder if he's related to Gordon Lightfoot. Possibly. An amazing musician many of us know and love. Energy update. The chains are falling off. As many of you have felt, we have been through a cosmic storm of change. Many of us light workers, those who really did their inner shadow work, confronting their past traumas, hurt and pain, by transmuting and transforming all inner darkness and negative programming into love and light, have felt the chains of the past fall off. The old armor we had around us, protecting us against all from our past, we can now lay down. We no longer have to carry this weight on our shoulders. We are receiving new cosmic love energies and guidance. It is time to move on and become fifth-dimensional spiritual human beings, to spread our wings, shining our light to rise up in love. Will be causing an even bigger ripple effect, changing everything around us. Mother Earth is going through a similar process as she is shifting also. This is why floods, hurricanes, forest fires are so present again. We are not done. We are simply different people reacting and acting differently, more balanced, more harmonious and loving. We will shine so bright the rest of the world will awaken more. We are fully supported and can really be proud to have done such an amazing job so far. Life on a higher plane is now possible, and it can feel anxious as we are stepping into the new, and many do not know what the future will bring. Do not worry, it can only get better. Heart blessings to all of you who are doing their best to bring change, create change. I love you, the divine loves you, the entire universe loves you. Aho. And today, from Sparks of Divine Light Healing, there is a sun within every person, Rumi, especially the person known as the Queen of the Condors. We are not just daydreaming in this energy, we are creating. We may have shifted into Virgo season, but we are getting ready for the next week's full moon in Pisces. This energy is all about stepping into your power. It's time to really tune into the magic coming from within. September 1st through 2nd, we will have our final and third moon of the summer. This is the corn moon, which may throw you off a little. September's full moon is usually the harvest moon. In 2 out of 3 years, the harvest moon is in September. Our harvest moon this year will occur on October 1st. This will be the full moon closest to the autumn equinox. The autumn equinox is September 22nd, and we can expect it to bring some powerful energy with it. As we move towards autumn, we are clearing a lot of karma. This season you will reap what you have sown. This can be taken as very positive too. This is meant to be a time of very positive energies that bring abundance. It's really time to get to work as we prepare for the winter season. This full moon in Pisces will be extra powerful. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac and one anchored in otherworldly energies. It's the only sign of the zodiac that lives completely underwater. We can expect the floodgates to open as we can see way past the veil at this time. We have the sun in its opposite sign of Virgo. This really will anchor us to the earth and the grids. We have an as above, so below type of theme going on as these energies merge together. It's important to remember how we feel within is always being reflected in our outer reality. This may be a time to make some changes in your life. Autumn is meant to bring more balance between the light and dark within you. It's a powerful time for bringing more healing to the shadow. This can be a good time to release or let go of any attachments. It's time to declutter and get organized. This time of year reminds us that nothing lasts forever. Take some extra time to be grateful for where this journey has brought you. Expect your psychic abilities to be amplified in these energies. We may be tuning in through our dreams or just receiving more understanding and inspiration through the downloads and messages you're receiving. You should be shifting more and more towards the spiritual at this time. Pay attention to where the energy is guiding you. This is a really good time to sign up for some online spiritual classes to get more into astrology, crystal, sage, tarot cards, healing, and meditation. It's a perfect time to do a ritual or a cleansing bath, or just a great time to set some positive intentions for the future. It's also a powerful time of year for connecting with your ancestors and loved ones in the other realms. Really connect with your home and family now. Lots of people will be baking some delicious treats. This is a powerful time of year for magic as well as fertility. Expect a lot of feminine energy and influence. This year, we actually will have 13 full moons. We also have 2 full moons in October. Halloween's will be a blue moon. From sparksofdivinelighthealing.com. From Divine Sister of the Light, Elizabeth Peru. The final 4 days of August. Beloved ones, it's been an action-infused, masculine-inspired month, and the final 4 days are set to deliver the most soul-expanding planetary alignments of the month. If you've been doubting your abilities, there is a cosmic reason. From elizabethperu.com. Today, from the Archangelic Calendar, the calendar upgrades and ascension. Gaia is in the element of fire spirit, dominated by multidimensional transmutation and transition. Nothing will escape this force today as Earth is ready to implement a new way of life on every and all levels. Earth is moving through an interstellar crossroads and our frequency will rise, but it is not as simplistic as this. Earth is spinning around the sun as the solar system travels within the galaxy. The galaxy is moving throughout the cosmos at blinding speed, which leads us to our current crossroads. Our human vessel is in a very dense area of the universe. This was once the place where mighty warriors lived, and when they ascended, their planet combusted. Metaphysically speaking, there are tons of goodies that we will be picking up in this section. Still, physically speaking, it may provide us some challenges, one of which we will handle in today's assignments. This cosmic crossroad will also affect technology, and is most of the reason why the evil machines described later on have not yet attacked. The upgrades previously mentioned are a consequence of our most recent timeline shift, as this is a peculiar quantum crossroads that we are visiting. Suppose you remember what we said about ascension symptoms easing the other day? Never mind. We should have said the previous upgrades are complete. Stand by for more. It seems as if a new level of ascension always reveals itself, and thus its symptoms, which are extreme fatigue and trouble concentrating, have arrived. In other upgrade news, all our senses are upgrading from the previous influx of energy, are noticeably changing. The definition of smell is turning more subconscious, meaning that we pick up smell subtleties, but not with our nose. This upgraded ability has a dash of intuition and will function and react entirely differently. Of course, this is the least of it, but the specific upgrade energy is a noticeable adjustment. 5D hodgepodge. Your nervous system is engineered by nature as it is an extension of an electrical universe channeled through her physical being. Perversion of the nervous systems leads to many diseases. Diseases not forged by Gaia's hand, but by the manipulation of evil medicine. To cure this illness, we need to get into nature or connect with Mother Earth heart to heart. Linking to Gaia is more than standing barefoot in the grass. Connecting with pets telepathically and with birds and other local animals will also help. Each day our legions check in with each other. The number one thing discussed today was the need for lightworkers to stick together, team up and become more of a union. The prior is a physical and non-physical statement and will echo throughout today's calendar report and our lives. Our natural grok is more potent than ever, and now is the time to zero in on this inner knowing. The only messages that matters to the genuine is to look within and figure it out. People will extensively travel to the ends of the universe, only to find what they seek is only found within themselves. We serve the kids and all sides of the humanity's perspectives. In all regions, children are our allegiances. That includes the kids of Venom as well, and we have great hopes for a few children of some tyrannical leaders. We are working to help all children without judgment, as no one had a fair chance, but they have an opportunity to break gigantic generational curses, and thus will lend them our full love and support. After all, most of these children incarnated with this specific goal in mind. Philosophical nourishment. Many people back themselves into the corner of perfection, and it is the number one reason why dreams don't fly. Please do not wait for the moon to be in the 7th house and Jupiter to align with Mars to start doing things. Use what you have and keep building upon it. Instant gratification is one of the most dangerous concepts in modern humanity. Do not allow anyone to pull the rug out from under you. Please do not assume the life will continue as we know it. Do not think the ways of now will be tomorrow's ways. It is time to consider nothing about the organization of the masses. Nothing is a given. Micro-organizational groups who make a pact to help each other on the local level will make a huge difference in what is to come. 3D News, CCP operatives run far and wide, live in every country of the world, and are more plentiful than anyone could imagine. It is beyond wise to search your communities for this evil, as you never really can tell who throws the first brick in a riot. A vicious group looking to take the role of organized darkness has stolen the pieces of the Nephilim mummies from the Smithsonian and other world archives for ritualistic offerings. This feat, by an unusual cast of characters, has an entirely new, malevolent agenda. The tools for today's assignments are in the link in the description below. Today's assignments are: significant operations are going on with other legions. We are heavily engaged. The Lightworker Legion will take on many tasks today. Please be diligent. If you belong in other units as well, you have the choice to superposition your homework or not. Considering this is such a significant tactical day, I encourage you to coordinate with your fellow Legion members' efforts. There are robotic, non-physical machines which are about to sneak attack our legions. We will beat them to the punch and attack them in their fourth-dimensional and inner asteroid belt hideouts. Once we demolish them, we can go after the people who directed them to do so. Malevolent star beings above California is causing massive issues, and now they have finally been forced to uncloak their machinery. You must go at them with great intensity. Feel free to work in cooperation as well. The first, disable shielding, light blue, crystal cavern. The second, the engine room. The third, propulsion. The fourth, everywhere else. There is a nasty council who meet on a specific mothership above California. Be sure that you find this ship. It has a singular golden ring, literal gold. This is their meeting place. At this point, it would not be rude of you to send waters to the California fires. The local lightworkers should be the front line of this effort. The situation in Australia is vastly complicated by the fact that 2 amateur portal openers are opening gateways to dark hideouts. Seal all of Australia's dark portals and their sisters in Brazil. These portals are not stable as far as the want-to-be portal masters. Place a green Archangel Metatron cube around both of them and send them back to infinitely expanding creator source. You can find them by their very dark aura and the ridiculous amount of plastic surgery. The toxic ash residue was left behind from the destruction of the planet of mighty warriors. This reddish-brown dust must be removed from the Earth and brought to the outer asteroid belt, the one after Pluto. This is an ideal recycling center for such materials. China has a chemical gas leak affecting the entire planet. We must make an exit portal to help ease the situation, and there isn't a country in the world that will not be affected by this, so put these ventilation portals everywhere. Start the doorway at the base of our atmosphere and connect it to the outer asteroid belt. We should move the election asteroid even though it doesn't hold a risk of hitting us unless someone nudges it to do so. To be proactive, we will give it a little shove away from Earth. Gently push it from its side out to the cosmos. Do not go at it head on or with too much force. Break the stagnant chains by cutting the gray chains that anchor Gaia to the lower dimensions. You can quickly tell when you sever these connections by the tremendous feeling of relief that ensues immediately after that. There's a tiny rogue group of assassins trying to harm your favorite benevolent beings. Once you find them, go at them with sword and shield and send them and their vessel into the portal located on our sun's aura. You can identify this ship by its gray-red aura and dirty smell. Create a force field around the universe that also doubles as a residence for some of the many unaccountable archangels. Create a force field that is large enough to hold an uncountable number of great cities between its walls, then invite the archangelic legions to come and take home. Interesting assignment in engineering as we are on task to imbue the new and old ley lines with the following codes. The number code 637736. We have the 37 into the 73 and the 66 code, heaven on earth. And the light codes, white, pink, light blue, gold, yellow, green, red, black, copper, bronze, brown, teal, rose gold, silver, orange, indigo, violet, platinum, diamond, rainbow, in whatever fashion we see fit. Keep an eye out for any knots and other abnormalities which will have to be untangled by hand. This specific assignment aims to fully integrate the Arcturian rainbow bridge on this timeline. In doing this, we can adjust the ebb and flow of our galactic backing in real time. It is a good general practice to close with 72 count of violet flame, violet ray light, and rainbow plasma to promote positive transition, 72 count of emerald green flame, emerald green ray light, and emerald green plasma to promote healing, a 72 count of white, pink, light blue, gold, yellow, green, red, black, copper, browns, brown, teal, rose gold, silver, orange, indigo, violet, platinum, diamond, rainbow, lights, plasma, breeze, waters, etc., depending on what your intuition tells you to do that day. This is from the archangeliccalendar.com. Today, from the Zolkin Times, Kin 151, Blue Galactic Monkey. Galactic is the name for the number 8, and its keywords are integrity, harmony, and model. This is the 8th day of the Yellow Seed wave spell and the 6th portal day in a row. Galactic days have a gentle vibe, everything feels right, and it adds calm to whatever day it falls on. Today is Blue Monkey, which represents magic, illusion, and play. When Monkey happens on a galactic day, you can be assured that Monkey's lessons, which are sometimes harsh, are gentler in nature. If you strive for harmony and keep your integrity in check, the Monkey will be more than happy to facilitate magical moments. The guide today is the Blue Eagle, which represents creativity, mind, and vision. Whenever Eagle guides, he is showing us the bigger picture, offering vision. Use what you see to inspire creativity, and that will guide you in the right direction. And today, from Divine Sister of the Light, Christina Papagiorgio, Blue Galactic Monkey, Kin 151, Unveiling Illusion, 27th August 2020, 27/8/2020 equal 27/8/22 equal 984 equal 93 equal 12 equal 3. 27 Power, Leadership, Command. 9 Destiny, Service, Compassion, Endings. 8 Abundance, Infinity, Eternity, Source Flow. 4 Form, Structure, Foundation, Earth. 3 Holy Trinity, Joy, Creativity. Kin 151 equals 7. Magical code today. A super mystical, divinely magical portal day. Day 6 Gap Day, Galactic Activation Portal. Day 8 in the Yellow Seed wave spell of awakening, flowering, new beginnings, ripening, opening to more light, and blossoming into your highest potential. A brilliant day of magic guided by vision. A very powerful duo. It is a day of far-seeing magic. Using our eagle eyes, we are seeding the new potentials of our greatest dreams. Tone of creation, galactic tone 8 in the mental realm, action modeling, power harmonize, essence integrity. The galactic tone will influence much mental analysis today. The most important factor is that we model integrity in our thoughts, words, and actions. Galactic tone kin are very focused on truth, honesty, and integrity. Are our intentions based on harmony through integrity of being? We need to integrate and imagine a beautiful model for our new earth of the highest potential. Use our creative mind to envision it in order to co-create more harmony in our world. Our plans need to be transparent and for the highest good of our community and planet, for them to hold up in these new energies. Our projects and business models will then serve as a model for others, following in our footsteps, who hold the ideals of unity, peace, and harmony as a priority. At Tone 8, we have entered a new scale, and we are so proud. We just have to model ourselves for others. We have also mastered harmony at this stage. We are galactic, and don't we know it? The elementals are super ready and willing to energize your creation vortex today. What is the best possible life for you? What would that look, feel, smell, and taste like? What would it feel like to have a bliss-filled life? Use all of your senses and energize your greatest potential and that for our planet. Chuen reminds you to keep your high manifesting vibe happening through lots of play and merriment. Keep it light and know your dreams really are coming true. Uniting with the jovial elementals and our beloved kinfolk as we play and envision together. This total acceptance of your planetary kin and uniting together through our pure heart is the highest form of magic that will ignite our shared visions of this utopian world we are co-creating with our global family, united in our quest for universal love and collective abundance in a peaceful world. Happy galactic birthday to Julian Assange. Julian Paul Assange is an Australian editor, publisher, and activist who founded WikiLeaks in 2006. Julian is a blue galactic monkey, and his focus is to reveal the illusion of the Matrix, the deception behind the smokescreen, the cloak and daggers. He insists on full transparency, truth, and integrity through his galactic tone. He holds the big vision of a utopian world, knowing that our future depends on full transparency and honesty in order to birth this new earth free from corruption, lies, bias, and oppression. Julian has bravely called these perpetrators to task. Sadly, as a whistleblower in the old Matrix, he has become the hunted as he is a threat to their corrupt empire. Julian's superpower is the white dog, that of loyalty and unconditional love, acting from a place of truth within his pure desire for love and unity together in a beautiful planet. Often the white dog attracts betrayal, deception, and ostracism as a life lesson, and Julian certainly has experienced that. He has become David, battling Goliath, but his heart remains pure, his conscience clear, and his vision remains on a world where we are free and liberated, living together harmoniously in a peace-filled world. Julian has been awarded many honors for his action, including the Stuttgart Peace Prize in 2020. This is an annual award to people or projects involved in a special way for peace, justice, and world solidarity. A well-deserved recipient indeed. Prayers and divine gratitude to all those brave souls like Julian Assange, who has sacrificed their lives in the name of truth, justice, and forging the path to a better world. May all whistleblowers and truth advocates be divinely protected and honored during this great awakening process. Hold the vision of a beautiful, peace-filled, and abundant world where we are all free to create our true heart's desires. Be a conscious creator today, a great day for vision boards, listing your desires, spell casting, rituals, affirmations, mantras, etc. Today's question is, what great visions can we magically energize in order to birth our best possible reality in our beautiful new world? Divine blessings for a brilliantly magical creation day. And Lakak ala Kin, Christina White, Magnetic World Bridger, Kin 66. Kin 151, Blue Galactic Monkey. The mantra, the code for today is, I harmonize in order to play. Modeling illusion, I seal the process of magic with the galactic tone of integrity. I am guided by the power of vision. I am a galactic activation portal. Enter me. So on this powerful day of another galactic activation portal, let us know, beloved beings of light, in the comments below what you're experiencing, what you're seeing, your visions, your dreams, your synchronicities. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and click the subscribe button below and the little bell next to subscribe to get notifications on future uploads. And as always, we have a link in the description below to the transcriptions of today's transmissions. We archive these on our website, primedisclosure.com. Thank you, Priority. Puerty sounds like priority. So I would also like to thank all the light workers out there supporting myself, my mission on Patreon. If you'd like to make a pledge, support my mission and vision for the Sanctuary and Healing Retreat Center, you could do so at patreon.com/Prime Disclosure. I'd like to thank Divine Sister of the Light, Barbara, for your donation today. Much appreciated, beloved angel. Thank you all for supporting myself and my work and our great vision for this new earth. Okay, here we go, brothers and sisters. Time to speak from my heart, see what comes through. Another interesting day in La Matrica. Half of the day today, I was like the Lion King with a thorn in his foot, looking for that little mouse to pull it out, or anything. It was embedded deep. It was right close to the spot where Pachamama, Gaia, got me with the bee medicine yesterday. So it felt like a thorn, or maybe it was the stinger embedded into my flesh, but I couldn't get it out this morning. I didn't have the tools, so I walked upon the earth for multiple hours. It was actually quite hilarious, because as a warrior, ready to take down all of the nefarious ones and the archonic infiltrators, to see the lion with each step wincing and moaning as I walked to a sacred portal in the river, and I activated the living Ankh energy of our angels in Ecuador, the Sri Ankara. I stood in the river, downloading the codes coming from the sun, from the cloud ships, the energies, as I stood in the sacred river, anchoring in my highest codes and light, and channeling the light languages, the light codes, the light frequencies. With every stone I stepped upon, it felt like it was driving the thorn deeper into my foot, thinking, I deserve it. But later today I was able to dig the thing out. But it made me think of that old parable of this great, courageous lion that couldn't get to the thorn. And this little, almost helpless creature came along to help out the king, to help resolve a tiny issue that was a big problem. It's funny how these tiny little things, that little molehill, can turn into a mountain. It's symbolized in many different ways. Then this afternoon, one of my earth angelics got in contact with me that heard about the great journey that I'm preparing for to transmit her codes and angelic energy. And we spoke for a little while about the eagle and the condor. And she said her angels were coming through saying that yes, they will be with me on the journey. And I appreciate all of you that are sending your love and your support and your protection. Of course, the gold dragon lineage is with me, many angelics, many of you I know will be joining me etherically on the journey. It's a journey I must travel alone, or in a sense alone. We'll talk about that later. But as she was connecting with her angelics and seeing them surrounding me on this journey, she saw that my energy body was at a state beyond Buddhahood. And this symbolized for me that our Buddha mind, Buddha nature, which we call pure awareness, is that still, infinite, pure light, the clear light of bliss. But as we realize our Buddha nature, just like Bodhidharma that sat in the cave facing the wall for 9 years, when you realize that there is nothing to attain, that you are Buddha, which all of you are, listening to this now, all living beings are one with Buddha, with God, with Source, the Tao, whatever name you want to give to infinitely expanding Creator Source. But as we realize our true nature, and we transcend even that with energy, we know it's beyond words. So we do our best to use words to point to the truth and symbolize the meaning behind these feelings, thoughts, energies. We see that to help resolve suffering and duality, we go into the stillness, we face the wall and practice in meditation. But once you realize your Buddha nature, what good is just sitting still doing nothing? It is like a great artist sitting in front of a canvas, just staring at the white. So when we activate our full potential and our Buddha nature, we say, what is it that I am most passionate about? What painting do I want to paint? And this is the new earth. We have this canvas in front of us. And as a collective, we say together, we are better. We are all one. What do we want to see as a collective? Obviously, infinite joy, bliss, abundance, all these things. And we activate our greatest passion and our greatest ecstatic bliss. And we attract to us, through our awareness, that will activate, that which will activate our greatest passion and our greatest love to experience our highest feelings, our deepest emotions, and open the eyes of our spirit to know all things. And that is the reunion and the divine union and the dance of Shakti and Shiva. The eagle and the condor touch wings and take flight to transmit the highest codes of love and light to all humanity. So on that note, we will get into some Heyoka energy as we pour our last pitcher of pu'er tea. There it is. It's like a little waterfall. So pu'er, spelled P-U, not in a bad way, and then pu'er, E-R-H. It is a fermented tea, what we call black tea. The first pour I had today was dark as coffee and tasted like the earth. Some of my favorites. This is fermented. Sometimes take decades. There's pu'ers that go through sometimes a couple generations of tea makers until it is given to the public. It is a powerful tea, good for the kidneys, bladder, and for the digestion, stomach, and the black of the earth, Pachamama, the black soils, and the deep, yin, and the non-physical. The blue is in the physical, the black is in the non-physical. Just like the red is the physical, the white, the non-physical. We bring the two together. That is why the white gold eagle connects with the black gold condor. Heaven and earth merging together in the divine feminine and the divine masculine. So today on my journey to a sacred portal, as I was walking to one of my spots where very rarely do I ever see anyone, in the distance in the woods I see 3 gentlemen that were carrying on and making a bit of a ruckus. So as I'm walking by with my bare feet and my mala and my relic of the guru around my arm, as I walk by, they say, "Hello there." And I look and I realize they were of the Asian nation. Not sure. One looked like from Mongolia, one looked like from India, and one looked like from China. So I bow and say, "Namaste." And they got excited. Say, "Namaste, namaste." They couldn't believe I knew that word. And I said, "Where are you from?" And they said, "We're from Nepal." And these guys were hilarious. I should have filmed this interaction. For a moment I thought, are these elementals manifesting as humans? Or Nagas? I wasn't sure. But I would know, I would feel it. And they say, "Are you a holy man walking?" The one gentleman that looked Mongolian, and they were drinking beers. You know, they had these big, like alcohol beer, like Aphrodite used to serve. That they asked me, the one gentleman, "I see your mala. Are you guru?" And it looked like how you moved. You were walking, but it looked like you were running. And I said, "I teach many things, and I have taught many lineages, Taoist, Buddhist, Hindu." The one guy said, "I'm Hindu." And we had a conversation for almost an hour, and it was quite hilarious. And I said, "Yeah, I've trained in many arts, Kung Fu and Kunlun, Maoshan, Demak, Shaolin, many things." And they said, "Oh, you know Kung Fu?" Yeah. They said, "Can you demonstrate something for us?" And the guy that was this chubby little guy said, "I show you my kick." And he jumped a couple feet off the ground and kicked with his sandals. It's quite humorous. And the one guy says, no, because he knows that teachers or masters of an art don't show off their skill. But because they're from my peoples of the East, I said, "I'll show you a couple things." But of course, there were things that look impressive, but I would never use in a fight. So brothers and sisters, our truest, my highest Kung Fu, I'm forbidden to demonstrate to any human being. So I'll demonstrate to beings of the light things that I am capable of, but not the true arts. Things that may look impressive, but not to show off. We use it to attract and to activate. So I did a kick that I mastered by the time I was probably 13, 14. I call jumping spinning back kick. that I could jump 5 feet in the air and spin and kick quicker than the eye can see. So I did this kick and their eyes got big and they were like, oh. Then I did another kick I mastered by the time I was 17. And they said, can you train us? 2 of them. 2 of the guys took my phone number. I said, I teach more of the healing arts than martial arts, but I plan on opening a dojo out west in the sanctuary, in the healing retreat. So maybe I train all of you in Demak. Demak mean death touch in China. Many of the masters believe that that is what took out Bruce Lee, because it was known that Bruce Lee got into a fight a week or 2 before his death with a Demak master. It was like, what were you thinking, brother? You did not want to do that. But who knows? That's all in jest. So Sifu would teach us, one of my Sifus, the Gold Dragon Master, would teach us that Kung Fu originally was not created to fight other humans. And let that sink in for a moment. If not, then what was it for? Many things. But the Kung Fu, the true Kung Fu, is to connect the physical with the non-physical. And the battle, sometimes within, sometimes external, and sometimes in the higher dimensions, or lower dimensions. So the one gentleman that looked Mongolian, he says, you teach those 2 Kung Fu, you teach me English. And I said, you're doing good. You all speak very well in English. So the one gentleman invited me to have dinner with his family. And we spoke about the practices I train in. I talk about Kunlun and Himalayan mountains and the path of the Guru and the malas. And I transmitted mantra, Om Shiva Graksha Babaji Yog. And we spoke for a while and they said, you know more about our culture than we do. And I say, I don't know about that, but I've trained over 30 years with many masters and studied many of the traditional ancient practices and teachings. And the one guy says, Ni hao. I say, Ni shanti hao ma. I said, whoa, you know Chinese? I said, yeah, some. I can't speak it fluently. I knew a lot more when I was younger. 30 years ago, I knew over 100 characters. I could read and write them. Now I couldn't tell you one. You know that old saying, if you don't use it, you lose it. It's like many things. Trained in many martial arts and Kung Fu and Qigong. Can't remember half of them. You know, even if you master an art, sometimes 20 years go by and it disappears. That's how it works. That's the flow of the Tao. That's why my most powerful and special arts I practice every day becomes encoded into the physical vessel and into the brain. So these guys were real characters, and I think this is great spirit. Every day bringing me something that I can talk about in my transmissions. So these guys got my phone number, and I said, we can meet up in the future, but I'm going on a journey very soon. So we'll see what happens in the future. So I bow to them, Namaste, and they laugh because they say, we see you glide off in your bare feet like Guru on the great cloud, on the great mist. As I walk off into the woods, thanking the Great Spirit for that very interesting interaction with our sacred bro stars of the light from our sacred Himalayan mountains of Nepal. And one last thing with these gentlemen, that at one point they said, you train in warrior lineages, you know of Gurkha. I said, of course I know Gurkha. Some of the most fearless warriors in the world. And these were the Nepalese warriors that many cultures used. The British used them in different wars. And there was a famous British general that said, if a man says they do not fear death, they're either lying or they're a Gurkha. And they were impressed that I even knew this. They say, how do you know Gurkha? How do you know? I say, I know all warriors in this realm. Those were my lineages, but my path is the healing path now. But I can become warrior in a second. And I demonstrate for them Fa Jing. Fa Jing mean explosive force. then they really wanted to train with me. So we'll see in the future. But there will be a healing retreat with a dojo. Depending on what the future holds, we will definitely be teaching the healing arts. But if spirit guides, we also teach the martial arts. And in these crazy times, it seems more people want to learn the martial arts than the healing arts. The one guy even said he wanted me to break his arm to show that I can heal it. I said, I could do that, but you wouldn't like it. Because I was showing him some points of the damak that will take someone down with one blow. I'm telling you, these gentlemen were very silly. I love my Asian people, our Asian people. They can be very jovial at times. I trained many years with the Japanese. Some of my first Sensei Ogoi, the Zenshin Sangha, he reached deep into hell when I was 17 years old and pulled me out. The black dragon, the fearless dragon, dragged me out of that, the angry demon, and converted and transformed me on my new path, the path with heart, not on fire, but with the holy waters of the divine, sacred light. So we'll end this for now. I will bid you all adieu, so I have time to edit this and upload it before the night becomes the dawn. It's always darkest before the dawn, beloved beings of light. So keep the faith in yourself, the faith in the universe, the faith in Creator Source, that all is well and will be well, and transmit your highest love, light, and codes to all sentient beings in all timelines, dimensions, and all realms, and keep walking your sacred path with heart, beloved beings of light. I love you all. Namaste.